Well. Welcome one and all to the muchly anticipated Expanse finale breakdown. Well, muchly anticipated at least for me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it was, the show finale of The Expanse. Before I get into the battle breakdown, however, I just wanted to say that this finale was fantastic. It was the perfect mixture of dialogue, emotion, visuals, and combat. Props to Daniel Abraham and Ty Frank, as well as Naren Shakar for making this beautiful episode and show possible. Lest I forget, I have a huge appreciation for the soundtrack, and Clinton Shorter did not fail to impress me yet again. Anyways, let's get right into the video. This one's a long one. The battle officially begins as the Free Navy ships start burning towards the ring gate. Whilst unknown to Marco, the commandeered ice hauler, the Giambattista, is slowly moving towards their gate alongside the Rocinante. We first get a taste of the battle group sizes when we catch a glimpse of UNN Battle Group 1. This group consisted of several UNN ships, with the Zenobia in command. We then get to see the Tynan as a part of Drummer's battle group as well. They had just learned that the Pella had been ID'd in the main Free Navy battle group, and they were gearing up to take out the heavy frigate and the freighter defending the FN support group. The engagement begins as the Tynan draws first blood and begins firing its exterior-mounted torpedoes towards the heavy frigate, with the rest of the fleet doing the same. The heavy frigate responds by firing all 5 of its PDCs to knock out the incoming torpedoes. We then get wind of the freighter breaking up despite nobody firing at it. Drummer immediately notifies the fleet to concentrate all fire on the heavy frigate if they were firing on the freighter. Meanwhile, the UN battle group believes that they have gotten a direct hit on the Pella. However, this turns out to be the most clever ruse in all of Expanse history, as it turns out the freighter that engaged Drummer's fleet was actually the Pella in disguise. The Pella immediately readies all 9 of its PDCs and fires a salvo of 10 torpedoes, with the rest of the Free Navy fleet firing 14 torpedoes, for a total of 24. Drummer's battle group tries to fight it off as much as possible, but there simply weren't enough torpedoes or PDC ammunition left to defend. With the Pella and the heavy frigate firing their PDCs at full speed, the Drummer fleet is entirely knocked out. The Tynan was in ruins, with their reactor failing and all torpedoes gone. 4 ships were lost, with low power to 5, and the ships Canandahar and Drusilla were operational, yet had their torpedo racks completely drained. Kamina sets a collision course with the Pella in a last-ditch effort to stop Marco. However, Walker had already begun his acceleration towards the Pella. In a touching farewell scene, Walker says, "Tenye wachesh gut," which when translated means, "have a good hunt." The Pella desperately tries to stop the incoming Inazami, however it's not effective whatsoever. Fortunately for Inaros, the loyal to a fault crew of the heavy frigate comes in from the side to collide with the Inazami to save the Pella. Despite this, the remains of the Inazami collide with the Pella and mildly damage the ship. Delayed shrapnel from the collision also ripped several holes of the Pella and eventually took out Rosenfeld. Next, we have the assault on the ring station. As the Giambattista and the Rocinante decelerated towards the ring, we get a status check from each of the breaching pods. Without the Free Navy sentries that were taken out by the MCRN strike team, the ring gate would have no defenses in system. The Giambattista cuts thrust and flipped to let go of all of its cargo. As all of the cargo containers free fell into the ring space, the Rosi's drive lights up and they jumped right into action. Holden expertly flies the Rosi right up to the periphery of the ring space to increase the distance between the ring station and the ship. This would give them more time to dodge any incoming railgun shot. Naomi, noticing the fact that the pods were being taken out way faster than expected, sets the evasion pattern to the max in order to drop the hit rate. Suddenly, the Rocinante gets hit with a railgun slug. However, due to the new carbon silicate lace plating, they didn't take much damage. The Rosi starts to slow down as the fault in the reactor systems become apparent. Clarissa diagnoses that the problem was a coolant pipe being dislodged. With not enough power to avoid the periphery, Holden begins to panic. With a sudden burst of power, the Rocinante's drive jumps to full power and executes the most badass turn in all of sci-fi history, speeding directly towards Medina Station. The Rosi's crew readies torpedoes and deploys all PDCs to take out the fast movers that were targeting the pod. After this attack, there were only 20 out of 30 pods left. After ducking behind Medina Station, the Rossi fires 2 precise railgun shots at Medina's targeting and communications array. In an excruciating long sequence of dodging railgun rounds, all assault teams make it to the station's surface. With the nearby railgun shots illuminating the surface, Bobby finally lands and the team starts moving forward. However, Free Navy soldiers begin firing armor-piercing rounds towards all of the teams. With the soldiers being outside of Bobby's missile range, they are forced to take cover. Eventually, deciding that she would rather get shot in the front rather than the back, Bobby takes initiative and goes solo in the hopes of taking out the railgun's reactor. Even after getting knocked down, Bobby still continues to push. With the target finally being in range, she deploys all 5 of her projectiles in this shot that mimics the same sequence we saw in Bobby's first appearance. Miraculously, this takes out the reactor and disables all of the railguns. Bobby gets knocked down, and despite her situation looking grim, Amos comes to the rescue as he fires at the incoming enemies. After losing his weapon, he desperately clings to Bobby to protect her. I'd like to think that at this moment, he knew that he wasn't going to lose another Martian friend again. When all goes quiet, Amos looks up to see the beaming light emanating from the mighty Rocinante floating above them. Firing its PDCs in all its glory, a truly beautiful shot. Finally, we have the last stand against the remaining Free Navy ships that were approaching the ring gate. With the Rossi's PDCs at 60% and the remaining torpedo count being a staggering 3, they were drastically outgunned and outnumbered. With the brilliant stroke of genius, however, Naomi concocts a plan that would use the entities in the ring gate against the incoming ships. With the Free Navy slowly approaching the gate, they detonate the Giambattista during its ring transit and fire every single weapon they had left at the gate. By exceeding the energy threshold of the ring, the entities begin to wake up, slowly eating the Free Navy ships one by one. By the time Marco gave the desperate order to veer off, it was already quite too late. A fitting end for the evil man that he was. While I'm sad that one of my favorite shows ever has come to an end, I'm glad that we were able to get this masterpiece of an episode as a finale. A battle that spans almost the entirety of the episode, with twists and turns that kept the entire sequence intense the whole way through. I will most definitely miss the well thought out fights that we got to see in this show. I'd also like to mention that with all the Laconia plotlines they have set up, I hope this means that there will be a Laconia spin-off show sometime in the future. If that ever happens, I'd love to make some videos on that as well. Thank you for watching my breakdown on the final showdown of the Expanse. If you would like to see more Expanse and non-Expanse videos alike, please click the subscribe button so you don't miss another upload. Feel free to check out some of my other videos as well.